right, we are live in studio another Sunday afternoon. So, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, we're so happy, we're so delighted, we're so excited for another Sunday conversation with Real Talk with Ian and Ian. Today is a special episode because we're just gonna bring you back. We're gonna. I know you see a lot of track and field athletes, and so now we're on the field of the athletics. So we got one of the rising star and one of the Olympic hopeful for 2021. He has big dream. He's going to tell you about it. So also so delighted to have a special guest co-host today. He is also familiar to the Olympic platform. He has competed in two Olympics, Barcelona, Atlanta. He's also an author, and he's an educator, and he's from one of the greatest high school in the world, St. Elizabeth Technical High School. So welcome, Dennis, to the platform. Please introduce yourself, and then we'll move on to Chuck.
Yes, thanks. I appreciate the fact that I am able to be a part of this program. I also believe that this program is a great platform for exposure. That's one of the things that is lacking with a lot of athletes, and I think Real Talk with Ian and Ian is a great place to really get exposed. And for the wonderful guests that you have had me on here before, and to hear about other athletes and what they have been through and where they're coming from and where they are now and where they're heading. It's a great testament for a lot of people who might want to take part in track and field. So thanks for having me.
All right, so guys, I'm gonna let the man introduce himself. He probably has been training and due to COVID and all that stuff. But Chuck, give me a little 90-second version about just tell us your name and you just a little bit about you. Just 90 seconds.
Yeah, so a little bit about me. Chukwuebuka Enekwechi. So I was born and raised in America to Nigerian parents. So I'm a dual citizen. Chose to represent Nigeria in 2016 after I graduated college, and I've been throwing professionally ever since. I coach high school on the side, and I'm just hoping to make it to the Olympic Games.
All right, awesome guys. So you hear the voice, you heard from the man himself. We got a lot of history to talk about. And for all the viewers that's tuning in right now, if you have a question, please type it in the comment. I will try to get your question to Chuck. So please free to interact and as much as you want. So as usual, we're just gonna go back again. Everyone knows me. I'm Ian Weekly, and I competed in the Olympics, and just for the passion for athletics and for everything that athletics have provided me. I just want to use this platform to educate people and viewers and students and just all kind of professionals. So I want to educate, motivate, and to inspire someone. So anyone that might watch this video, it might be 2 months, next year, 3 years. We hope that this video, this program, this platform, you'll be able to learn something that that could inspire you in so many ways, because the goal is always to share your testimony with someone, because you might be able to help someone that might be in the same situation. So Chuck, we're going to go back. Obviously you grew up in New York. As I said, you're from a Nigerian parent. Just tell us how different was that, knowing that you grew up in New York and went to high school. Was there any difference in terms of you compared to, say, for instance, in America, than growing up from a Nigerian parents? How different is that, or it's the same?
Well, I can't tell. All I know is growing up in a Nigerian household. So that's my only kind of point of view, or that's where my worldview comes from. I don't think it's very different. It's just I would assume that Nigerian parents are a lot more disciplined due to, their background and certain things that Nigerians place value on, especially somebody who was born and raised in Nigeria. Those values may be different than the values of, like, an American. So I think those are some differences, but I'm speaking hypothetically because that's my only point of experience.
All right, awesome. So, well, just let's talk about your early days. Tell us exactly, when did you get into athletics? What age did you start, and how did you actually who introduced you? Where does that early influence came from?
So I think I started relatively late. That was my sophomore year of high school when I was 16 years old. And I think every young man wants to play a sport or be a part of a sport. It doesn't matter what sport it is, just whatever's available, So I knew I wanted to do a sport, but I didn't know quite what it was. So I wasn't that interested in basketball or football, but I always loved wrestling. So when it came time to sign up for teams and stuff, I was in gym class, and I was thinking it was either track and field or wrestling because those are individual sports. At least I'd be in charge of, how I do and things like that. Like it falls on my shoulders. So coincidentally, the track coach came up to me. He was looking for kids to recruit and handed me a medical form to fill out, and there was no tryout. So even as I signed up for it, I didn't know what a shot put was. So I agreed to do it just to be on the varsity team. And my real motivation was to be able to get into the weight room and lift some weights. You couldn't do that unless you were on the varsity team. So I think those two things kind of came together. I joined the team, and then I think it was pure happenstance that the track coach was looking for somebody to join, and I was looking for a team to get on, and it just kind of worked. A week later, I was practicing.
All right, awesome. Pretty much, we got a question from Philip, but I pretty much think that's the same question I just asked you. He pretty much he's one of the number one track fanatic in the world. He pretty much has photograph and pictures of every world record holding Olympic base. So Philip is over there in the UK. So we want to give Philip a shout out. I know that he hasn't got a chance to meet you as yet, Chuck, but trust me, when you get to the UK, you come across so much track fan, and sometimes it's just hard. You don't really keep up with the face, but so that took care of that. Okay. One more question before I go over to Mr. Dennis Blake. Chuck, before I get into anything, I want you just to tell us. Obviously your name is an important thing to you and for your parents. So just to tell us a little bit about the meaning of your name.
Yeah, so my first name means God is great. And my last name, Enekwechi, means, waiting for what God brings, or waiting for our blessings. And those are very important names. That's almost why I prefer people to either say it correctly or don't say it, because you don't say it like close. It's not like horseshoes, So it's a very important name to me. I also don't like when people sing it because it's my name. So, but yeah, that's the meaning of the name. And I think something that's funny is that Nigerian names, or I think many foreign names, they're so long because they're actual sentences, or they're stories or testimonies. So that explains the length of it. But I think once you break it down, like phonetically, it kind of makes sense even to a foreign speaker.
Okay, well said. And I am definitely feeling you 100%. Especially the meaning of your name. It's very important to get it correctly, because when you're talking about God is great. You really want to make sure you say.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
All right.